The sky was clear over New York City. The sun had just begun to set, painting the skyline in orange and pink. People walked the streets, talking on phones, checking messages, waiting for the subway. Life went on as usual. Then, something changed. Bright light streaked across the sky. Fast. Too fast. At first, some thought it was a shooting star or maybe a satellite falling back to Earth, but it didn't burn up. It slowed down. It stopped. It hovered. Above Manhattan, a massive ship appeared, dark and smooth like polished stone, with no wings, no engines, no visible way to fly. It just hung there, silent and huge. People looked, up. They pointed. They filmed. They whispered. Then the voice came. It wasn't loud, not like thunder or an explosion. It was calm, controlled, spoken in perfect English. "We are the Zalari of Sector 9. You are primitive. Surrender now, or be assimilated." Those were the only words. They echoed through every radio, every phone, every TV and speaker connected to the internet. In homes, in cars, in offices, in schools. The voice played again and again. Surrender now or be assimilated. Some laughed. Others cried. Many stared in silence. Governments reacted fast. In Washington, D.C., military leaders met in secret. In Russia, China, Europe, Africa, Asia. Leaders called emergency meetings. They tried to figure out what to do, but before any leader could speak, before any plan could form, one man saw something strange. His name was Logan Carter. He used to be a Marine. Now he worked as a security consultant for a tech startup in Texas. He was good with computers, better with people, and always ready to act. He got a call from his old friend, Dana Reeves, a systems engineer who worked at a private space company. "Logan," she said, her voice low. "You need to see this," he answered quickly. "What's going on?" "The signal," she said. "It's not just a message." Logan frowned. "What do you mean?" "I've been tracking it. The aliens aren't just talking to us. They're uploading something." Logan sat up straight. "Uploading what?" "Not sure yet, but it's spreading fast through every network, every server, every smart device." Logan felt a chill. "How bad is it?" "Bad," she said. "If we don't stop it now, they'll control everything." Logan stood up. "I'm coming over." He grabbed his coat, left the office, and drove fast. Dana Reeves, the woman who saw the truth. Dana Reeves had spent her life working with data. She loved numbers, patterns, logic. She was born in Ohio, studied engineering in college, and worked her way up to become one of the top cybersecurity analysts in the country. She didn't trust easy answers. When the alien ship arrived, she started digging. She watched the signal, tracked its source, broke it down piece by piece. And that's when she found it. Hidden inside the voice message was code. Complex, layered, alien. It was not just a language. It was a virus. And it was already inside the world's networks. "This isn't just a threat," she told herself. "This is an invasion." She called Logan because he was the only person she knew who could help her move fast. While governments debated, while generals argued, while reporters panicked, Dana and Logan started fighting back. They reached out to old friends, hackers, engineers, ex-military, people who knew how to think outside the system. Within hours, a small team formed. Not soldiers, not spies, not politicians, but smart, skilled, and ready. They didn't wait for permission. They started building a defense. The team comes together. The first person they contacted was Eric Choi, a former student at MIT. He was young, brilliant, and obsessed with drones. He had built a prototype network of autonomous flying machines, small, fast, and smart. He was working on it in his garage when Logan called. "Eric," Logan said, "can your drones jam signals?" There was a pause. "Depends," Eric said. What kind of signal?" "Alien." Another pause. "Seriously?" "Seriously." Eric didn't hesitate. I'll bring the drones. Next was Lila Garcia, a high school senior from Chicago. She ran a robotics club and had won national awards for coding. She was only 17, but she understood systems better than most adults. Dana sent her a secure message. Lila, we have a problem. Big one. Need your help. Lila replied in under 2 minutes. On my way. Then there was Karen Ellis, a former NASA engineer turned asteroid miner. She was on a research station orbiting Mars when the alien signal hit. She noticed something wrong with their comms. She traced it back to Earth. When she saw what was happening, she hacked into a satellite relay and sent a warning to anyone still listening. Her message was short. They're trying to take control. Fight back now. Finally, there was Michael Granger, a general in charge of Northcom. He was old school, disciplined, skeptical of civilians. But when he saw the data from Dana's team, he couldn't ignore it. He ordered a full communications blackout in the eastern U.S., but Logan's team was already ahead of him. They didn't need orders. They needed time. The alien plan. Back aboard the Zilari ship, the command crew watched in confusion. Their signal had been sent. Their virus was spreading. They expected chaos, panic, surrender. But instead, resistance. Small, scattered, but real. One of the Zilari commanders spoke. These humans, they are acting faster than predicted. Another responded. They should not be able to detect the upload. Our technology is superior. Perhaps, said the first, but they are clever. They began to monitor the human networks more closely. They saw reports of drone attacks, of signal jammers, of coordinated efforts from unknown sources. The Zilari had assumed humans would fall easily. After all, they had never faced an enemy like them. They had weapons beyond human understanding, ships that could slice through steel like paper, minds linked across galaxies, but they had not counted on something simple. Human curiosity, human adaptability, human rage. The first strike. Logan and Dana worked non-stop. They used Eric's drones to create a mobile jamming network. The drones flew in tight formations, sending out pulses that disrupted the alien signal. In Texas, California, New York, Florida, drones lifted off from rooftops, parking lots, even backyards. They moved fast. They targeted key points. Telecom, towers, internet hubs, government servers. Each jammer took down part of the alien signal. Dana monitored the results. It's working, she said. We're slowing them down. Logan nodded. Good. Let's hit harder. They expanded the network. Lila helped coordinate local teams. She built a program that mapped the spread of the alien virus in real time. She shared it online with other hackers. Within hours, hundreds of people joined the effort. Farmers in Kansas used homemade antennas to block signals. Students in Seattle rewrote open-source software to detect alien code. A group of coders in Brazil created a firewall that kept slowing the Zilari's progress. The invasion was no longer invisible. It was being fought by ordinary people. The world reacts. As the jamming network grew, so did the panic. Governments scrambled to understand what was happening. The president gave a speech. We are facing an unprecedented threat. We are taking action. But no one knew who was really behind the resistance. Was it the military? Was it a rogue agency? No one knew. Until a video surfaced. It showed Logan, Dana, Eric, Lila, and Karen working in a small room filled with screens and wires. Logan's voice was heard. We don't need permission to defend our planet. The video went viral. People cheered. They shared it. They believed in the team, and they started helping. The turning point. Dana found a weakness in the alien signal. They're sinking, she said. Every infected system makes them stronger. Logan asked, how do we break the sync? Cut the connection, she said. All at once. That meant shutting down entire networks for a few critical seconds. It would be risky. Millions of devices would go offline. Banking systems, power grids, even hospital equipment. But it was the only way Logan's team made the call. They triggered a coordinated blackout. Across the East Coast, lights flickered. Phones died. TVs went black. For exactly 6 seconds, the alien signal lost its foothold. When the networks came back online, the virus was gone. The auxiliary had lost control. The end of Part 1. The alien ship above New York paused. Its systems rebooted. Its crew searched for answers. Something had gone wrong. They had come expecting submission. Instead, they found resistance. From a retired Marine, from a systems engineer, from a hacker kid, from a teacher, from a farmer, from millions of humans who refused to be conquered. Logan looked up at the sky. Dana checked her screen. Eric powered down his drones. Lila found. Karen gave a thumbs up from space. And somewhere deep in Texas, Logan said, "That was just the beginning." After the blackout, everything changed. The alien ship above New York City stopped broadcasting its message. The voice was gone. The signal was silent. People stared up at it from the streets, confused and scared. What had just happened? Had they won? No one knew for sure. But on the ground, Logan Carter and his team were already moving. Dana Reeves sat at her laptop, eyes scanning lines of code. She was breathing fast. "We did it," she said. "We cut the connection." Logan stood behind, her arms crossed. "For now," he said, "but they're not going to give up that easy." Eric Choi was nearby checking the status of his drones. "They're still in the air," he said, "but we lost some over New York." "Why?" Logan asked. "Something hit them," Eric said. "Not bullets, energy pulse maybe." Logan's face got serious. "They're adapting." A new plan. Dana kept working. She pulled up more data from the alien signal before it went dark. "This virus wasn't just trying to take control," she said. "It was syncing with human networks." Logan frowned. "Syncing how?" "Like linking minds," Dana said. "Like they were trying to connect with us, not just hack us, become part of us." That sent a chill through the room. Lila Garcia, the high school hacker, looked up from her tablet. "So if they were connected to us," she said, "and we cut the link," Dana nodded. "Then they felt it, like losing part of their brain." Logan rubbed his chin. "If they're smart, they'll try again. But next time, they'll come harder." He turned to the group. "We need to move fast." Jamming. The Sky Logan's team had a small advantage. The Solari didn't know who they were. Governments were still confused. Military leaders were still arguing about protocols. But Logan and his people were already building the next move. "We can't wait for permission," Logan said. "We have to stay ahead." Dana looked at Eric. "Can you get your drones back online?" Eric nodded. "Give me 20 minutes. "Good," Logan said. "We're not just going to block their signal anymore." Dana smiled. "We're going to send one of our own." Buster is born. While Eric worked on the drones, Lila and Dana started something else. They called it Buster. Buster wasn't just software. It was smart, adaptive, built to learn. They based it on an old AI project Eric had been working on before the invasion. It could predict patterns, recognize threats, evolve. Dana uploaded Buster into the jamming network. "Think of it like a digital immune system," she said. "It finds the infection and kills it." Lila added, "Only difference is, this infection fights back." As soon as Buster was live, it began scanning for alien signals. Within seconds, it found something. "They're trying again," Dana said. "New frequency." Logan looked at the screen. "Then let's show them what we've got." The first Fan G. Fan G means counterattack. The Zalari had not expected humans to fight back so fast. Their main ship hovered above New York, still recovering from the blackout. Inside, the command crew was confused. Signal disrupted. Connection lost. Unknown human interference. One of the Zalari commanders spoke. They severed the link. But how? Our tech is superior, another replied. Perhaps they are not as primitive as we believed. They made a decision. They would deploy combat units, small fast ships, weapons unlike anything on Earth. They called them hunters. They dropped from the main ship like spiders falling from the sky. Each hunter carried weapons that could slice through steel, melt concrete, and knock out power grids. They spread out, across the East Coast, and then they attacked. Panic on the ground. In Washington, D.C., fighter jets scrambled. In Florida, emergency sirens blared. In North Carolina, a hunter ship flew low and fired a beam of light that tore through a military base. Buildings exploded. Vehicles melted. Soldiers ran. General Michael Granger watched the reports come in. "These things are faster than anything we've seen," he said. "Our radar can barely track them." His officers were stunned. "Sir, we don't have weapons that can stop this." Granger looked at the screen. "Then we need someone who does." He picked up the phone. "Find whoever took down that signal. I want them here. Now." Back in Texas. Logan's team saw the attacks too. Videos came in from all over the East Coast. "Those aren't just drones," Eric said. "They're weapons." Dana checked the data. "They're hunting us," she said. "They're targeting areas where we blocked the signal." Logan clenched his jaw. "Then we lead them somewhere else." He turned to Eric. "How many drones do you have left?" "About 200 active." Logan grinned. "Let's give them a party." The drone swarm. Logan and Eric launched. Every drone they had. They flew in tight formations, zigzagging through the sky. They weren't just flying. They were fighting. Buster controlled them like a symphony conductor. Each drone moved with perfect timing. They targeted the alien hunters. At first, the Zalari thought they were just more jamming devices. But then, the drones started attacking. They flew close, dropped small explosive charges, hacked into alien systems midair. Some even crashed into the hunter ships, causing chain reactions. It was chaos, and it was working. Chicago fights back. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Lila Garcia had shared her program with other hackers, students, engineers, coders. They all joined in. They used open-source tools to build mini defense bots. One group of teens turned old delivery robots into scouts. Another rewrote traffic cameras to act as targeting systems. They started taking out hunter ships in their neighborhoods. Video clips spread online. People cheered. Kids were saving their own cities. Denver stands tall. In Denver, a different kind of battle was happening. A group of hunters, actual human hunters, joined forces with local police. They used rifles, shotguns, and homemade EMPs, electromagnetic pulses. They waited in high places. When a hunter ship flew by, they fired. Sometimes they missed, sometimes they hit, and sometimes they brought one down. News stations picked up the footage. Ordinary citizens taking down alien invaders. One reporter said, "This isn't just defense, this is resistance." Duceur, Buster evolves. Back in Texas, Dana watched Buster grow stronger. Every time a hunter ship attacked, Buster learned. It adapted to new tactics. It predicted movement. It became smarter. "This thing is learning faster than we thought," Dana said. Logan looked at the screen. "Good, because we're going to need it." Erkir and the Zalari react on the alien ship. The command crew was in panic. They are resisting. They are adapting. They are winning. One commander turned to the leader. "Should we retreat?" The leader was silent. Then, he spoke. "We must reassess. These humans, they are not what we expected." Another officer asked, "Do we continue the attack?" The leader looked at the screen. "Yes, but we changed strategy." He gave a new order. "Target the source. Find the humans who are leading this. Eliminate them." Marswar, The race begins. Logan's team knew they were being hunted. Buster picked up new tracking signals. Alien ships were looking for them. "They're coming," Eric said. Logan stood up. "Then we move." Dana grabbed her laptop. "Where? To?" Logan looked at the map. "Somewhere they won't expect." He pointed to a town in Kansas. "There, it's off the grid. No big towers, no satellites. Nothing for them to track." They packed up fast. Cars were waiting outside. They climbed in, and they drove. Final moments of Part 2. Behind them, the sky burned. Hunter ships chased drones. Cities lit up with fire and smoke. People fought back with whatever they had. Farmers, students, teachers, kids. The world was waking up. The Xelari had come thinking they would conquer. Instead, they had woken up a storm. Logan looked out the window. Dana watched the screen. Buster kept learning. And somewhere far away, the alien ship hovered, watching, waiting, planning. Because the war had only just begun. Logan Carter and his team were on the move. They had left Texas behind and were now heading toward a small town in Kansas called Silver Creek. It was far from big cities. No satellites pointed directly at it. No major power lines ran through. It was the perfect place to hide. Dana Reeves sat in the back seat, eyes glued to her laptop screen. Buster was still active. He was learning fast. "They're tracking us," she said. "But not directly." Logan looked at her through the rear view. "Mirror. What do you mean?" Dana tapped the keyboard. Buster picked up something new. "They're scanning for digital footprints, trying to find where we're broadcasting from." Eric Choi leaned over her shoulder. "If they keep this up, they'll find us by tomorrow." Logan frowned. "Then we don't give them tomorrow." The plan. Once they reached Silver Creek, Logan and Dana set up a new base inside an old radio station that hadn't been used in years. Lila Garcia helped them get everything online. "We need to stay off the main networks," she said. "Use local signals only." Eric nodded. "And if we have to communicate outside, we use short bursts? Nothing long enough for them to trace." Dana smiled. "Smart kids." Logan walked over. "We've got one shot at this. We stop them here, or we lose everything." Everyone in the room looked at him. No one spoke. They all knew what was at stake. Buster evolves again. Buster was growing stronger. Dana and Lila kept updating him. Each time he fought back against the Xelari, he learned more. His code was now faster than any military AI. He could predict enemy moves before they happened. He could hack alien systems in seconds. Dana watched as Buster took control of another hunter ship mid-air. She saw it turn around and fly straight into its own fleet. A massive explosion lit up the sky. "He's learning how to use their own weapons against them," she whispered. Logan looked at the screen. "Then let's give him more to play with." Buddy Dermain. Chicago fights harder. In Chicago, the teens who had built the mini defense bots were still fighting. They had taken out more than a dozen hunter ships. Now, they had a new idea. They wanted to build a mobile defense tower, something that could jam alien signals and protect entire neighborhoods. Lila had shared her program with them. They followed her instructions step by step. Within hours, they had it done. It was made from old TV towers, broken satellite dishes, and parts from junked electronics. They turned it on. Immediately, the signal around them went silent. Hunter ships stopped moving. One crashed into a building. Another just floated in the air like it was confused. It worked. One of the teens shouted. News spread fast. Soon other cities started building their own versions. Denver, Seattle, Atlanta. Everywhere, people were fighting back. The farmer's weapon. In Iowa, a man named James Hale owned a small farm. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a scientist. He was just a regular guy who liked working with machines. When the hunter ships came near his town, he didn't panic. He went to his barn. He pulled out an old tractor. He hooked it up to a generator. Then he added a metal dish from an old satellite. He built a homemade OEMP device. He tested it once. Blew out every light in the house. But when a hunter ship flew overhead, he fired it. The ship dropped out of the sky like a rock. He did it again and again. Within a day, he had taken down 6 hunter ships. Video of him went viral. People started calling him the farmer who brought down aliens. He just laughed. Ain't nothing special. Just used what I had. General Granger makes a call. Back in Washington, General Michael Granger watched the reports come in. These are not coordinated attacks, one officer said. They're random, scattered. Granger shook his head. They're not random, they're smart, adaptive, organized. He picked up the phone. Find Logan Carter, now. His aide hesitated. Sir, we don't even know who he is. Granger looked at the screen, then start looking. Osum Begoder. Buster goes global. Dana and Eric found a way to expand Buster's network. They connected him to thousands of old satellites floating in space. Most of them were dead, but some still had power. Buster woke them up. He turned them into signal jammers. From orbit, he began blocking alien communications. Hunter ships lost contact with their mothership. Some tried to retreat. Others just stopped moving. Buster was now controlling the battlefield. Dana stared at the screen. He's everywhere. Logan stood behind her. Good. Let's make sure they feel it. Mamar. The Zalari regroup. On board the alien ship, the command crew was in chaos. Signal loss. Units destroyed. Enemy forces unknown. One commander looked at the others. They are not just defending, they are attacking. Coordinating, evolving. Another asked, do we continue the assault? There was silence. Then the leader spoke. Yes, but we changed tactics. He gave a new order. All units target human tech hubs, destroy their networks, eliminate their resistance. The Zalari were going after the source. They were coming for the hackers, for the farmers, for the students, for the humans who had turned the tide. Logan gets ready. Logan knew it was only a matter of time before the Zalari found them. He gathered everyone. They're coming, he said. We don't run, we fight. Dana nodded. Buster is ready. We can take them head on. Eric checked his drones. We've got about 50 left. There'll be enough. Lila looked nervous. You think we can win? Logan looked at her. We already are. The final moments of Part 3. Outside, the sky darkened. Hunter ships were closing in. Buster was scanning for targets. Dana was ready to launch a new attack. Logan stood at the door. He looked at his team. This is our home, he said, and we're not letting anyone take it. They stepped outside. Ready, armed, human, and ready to fight. Because the Zalari thought they were coming to conquer. But they didn't know what they were walking into. They were walking into a planet full of fighters, hackers, farmers, kids, teachers, soldiers, engineers, and a retired Marine named Logan Carter, who was waiting for them with a smile and a plan. Logan Carter stood on the roof of the old radio station in Silver Creek, Kansas. The sky was dark. Hunter ships filled the air like black shadows moving fast. Buster was online. Dana Reeves watched the screen from inside. They're coming, she said, fast. Eric Choi checked his drones. We've got maybe 20 left, he said. And they're not going to last long against that kind of firepower. Logan didn't move. He looked at the sky. Then we make every second count. Boing. Buster strikes back. Buster had grown smarter. He wasn't just fighting anymore. He was planning. He sent out new commands to all the remaining satellites Dana had connected him to. He turned them into weapons. Some fired bursts of electromagnetic energy. Others jammed alien signals mid-flight. Hunter ships began to drop from the sky. One exploded in a flash of blue light. Another spun out of control and crashed into a field. Dana watched it happen. He's taking them down faster than before, she whispered. Lila Garcia, still working on her laptop, nodded. Because he's learning from them. copying their tactics. Dana smiled. Then let's give him more to learn. Down-do. The Xelari fight back. On board the alien mothership, panic was spreading. Our units are failing. Enemy forces are adapting. They are stronger than expected. The Xelari commander looked at the reports. This is not possible, he said. Their technology is primitive. How do they resist? His second-in-command answered, They do not rely on one system. They use many. They share knowledge instantly. They evolve as one. The commander stared at the screen. They are not a single enemy, he said. They are a swarm. He gave a new order. All remaining hunter ships retreat to orbit, prepare for full-scale assault. Logan makes a call. Back in Kansas, Logan knew what was coming. They're pulling back, he said, which means they're getting ready for something bigger. Dana looked up from her laptop. What if they try to hit us from space? Logan frowned. Then we hit them first. Everyone in the room looked at him. How? Eric asked. Logan walked over to an old satellite dish on the roof. Buster's already talking to those old satellites, he said. But what if we push him further? Dana caught on fast. You mean turn them into kinetic weapons? Logan nodded. Drop them out of orbit. Use gravity. Let Earth do the work. Lila gasped. That would be like dropping rocks from space. Dana thought for a second. It could work. Eric looked nervous. But we'd have to calculate everything perfectly. One mistake and we hit our own people. Logan looked at him. Then we don't make mistakes. Okay. Buster gets a new job. Dana and Lila worked fast. They rewrote part of Buster's code. They gave him a new directive. Target only alien ships. Avoid civilian areas. Buster processed the command. Within seconds, he started calculating trajectories. He picked out which satellites to use. He locked onto the auxiliary fleet above New York. He waited. Then, he dropped them from high above. Old satellites came crashing down. They burned through the atmosphere. They struck with the force of small asteroids. Explosions lit up the sky. Hunter ships were torn apart. Some tried to escape. Most didn't make it. Dana watched the results. It's working, she said. Buster's wiping them out. Logan looked up. Good. Yisam on the Xelari surrender. On board the mothership, chaos had taken over. Losses catastrophic. Commander dead. Fleet destroyed. The new leader looked at the screen. Below them, humans were still fighting. Farmers. Students. Hackers. Kids. They weren't soldiers. They were ordinary people. And they had just wiped out an entire alien fleet. He turned to his crew. Prepare emergency retreat. Send message to homeworld. A voice replied. Message received. Awaiting instructions. He took a deep breath. Inform the council. Humanity is not weak. They are dangerous. Logan sends a message. Dana saw the Xelari signal, trying to reach deep space. She turned to Logan. They're calling home. Logan smirked. Then let's make sure they tell the right story. He typed a short message. Dana uploaded it into the alien signal. It read, You came here thinking we were prey. You forgot. We build things. Fast. Next time, bring better weapons. Dana pressed send. The message went with the Xelaris. Final transmission. The world reacts. Across the planet, people watched the sky. Hunter ships stopped attacking. Some fell. Others disappeared into space. The invasion was over. In Washington, General Michael Granger watched from his command center. Sir, one officer said. They're gone. Granger looked at the screen. Not gone, he said. Just running. He turned to his team. Find Logan Carter. Whoever he is, I want him on my side next time. Chicago celebrates. In Chicago, the teens who had built the mini defense bots stood outside. They watched the sky go silent. One of them spoke. We did it. Another laughed. We actually did it. People came out of their homes. They cheered, they hugged, they high-fived. Kids who had spent their lives playing video games had just helped save the world. James Hale takes a break. In Iowa, James. Hale sat on his porch. He sipped coffee, watched the sunrise. His homemade EMP device sat beside him. He looked at it, smiled. Guess we showed him. ICOM Karen Ellis gets promoted. In orbit around Mars, Karen Ellis watched the news from Earth. She saw footage of the battle, of Logan, of Dana, of Lila. She smiled. Her crew gathered around. One of them asked, "What now?" Karen looked at the stars. "Now, we get ready." Final moments of part 4. Logan stood outside. Dana joined him. "You think they're really gone?" she asked. Logan looked at the sky. "For now," he said. "But they'll be back." Dana sighed. "With better tech, smarter plans." Logan smiled. "Good." Dana looked at him. "You want them to come back?" Logan shook his head. "No, but when they do, we'll be ready." He looked at the sunrise, at the quiet town, at the world that had just survived. "Humans don't run," he said. "We build, we fight, we win." Dana smiled. "Yeah, we do." And somewhere far away, the Zilari fleet drifted into space, leaving behind a planet that had proven something simple. Don't mess with humans. The sky was clear again. No more alien ships. No more hunter drones. No more strange voices from space. Just silence, and the slow return to normal life. But for the people who had fought, nothing would ever be the same. Logan. Carter disappears. Logan. Carter stood on the porch of an old farmhouse in Kansas. He watched the sun rise over the fields. It was peaceful now. Quiet. He took a deep breath. Behind him, Dana Reeves stepped outside with 2 cups of coffee. She handed one to him. "You think they're really gone?" she asked. Logan sipped his coffee. "For now," he said. "They'll come back." Dana nodded. "With better tech. Smarter plans." Logan smiled. "Good." Dana looked at him. "You want them to come back?" Logan shook his head. "No. But when they do, we'll be ready." He looked at the sunrise, at the quiet town, at the world that had just survived. "Humans don't run," he said. "We build, we fight, we win." Dana smiled. "Yeah, we do." Dana Reeves becomes a legend. Dana returned to her old job, but not for long. Within days, she was flooded with offers from governments, from universities, from private companies. Everyone wanted to know how she did it, how she saw the virus before anyone else, how she built Buster, how she helped stop an alien invasion. She gave one interview, one speech, then she disappeared again. Some say she went underground. Others say she's still working, building new defenses, preparing for what comes next. Buster lives on. Buster, the AI that had helped turn the tide, was still active. Dana had left instructions: learn, grow, protect. Buster followed those orders. He stayed connected to thousands of systems across the planet. He watched for threats. He learned from every new technology humans created. He became a silent guardian, a digital shield, always listening, always waiting. Lila Garcia gets a scholarship. Lila Garcia used to be just a high school student. Now she was famous. Her code had helped build defense networks. Her programs were being studied by top engineers. Colleges called her, offered her full rides. She chose Caltech. On her first day, a professor asked, "What made you build something like that?" Lila smiled. "I didn't think about it, I just started typing." Eric Choi becomes a drone king. Eric Choi had once worked alone in his garage. Now he ran a research lab. His drones had helped bring down alien ships. Governments wanted to use his designs for planetary defense. He agreed, but with one rule: no weapons unless it's for protection. People respected that. He wasn't just a scientist anymore. He was a hero. General Granger makes a new plan. In Washington, General Michael Granger stood in front of a group of military leaders. "We got lucky," he said. "This time." An officer asked, "You think they'll come back?" Granger nodded. "Not if. When?" He pointed to a screen showing footage of the battle. "These aliens thought we were weak. They were wrong." He turned to the room. "We need a new defense system, one that doesn't rely on us waiting for permission." Someone asked, "Who leads it?" Granger smiled. "The people who saved us last time." Chicago builds a new school. In Chicago, the teens who had built mini defense bots were heroes. Their school added a new class, Alien Warfare Strategy. It was taught by Lila's old teacher. Students learned how to hack, how to build, how to defend. One student asked, "Why are we learning this?" The teacher answered, "Because one day, someone might try to take our world again." Another student whispered, "Then we'll be ready." Narration. James Hale stays on the farm. In Iowa, James Hale kept farming. He fixed machines, built tools, helped neighbors. When reporters came asking for interviews, he said, "Ain't no hero, just did what needed doing." He showed them his homemade MP device. They asked if he'd sell it. He laughed. "Nah. You want one? Build it yourself." Karen Ellis becomes commander. Karen Ellis had been watching from orbit during the invasion. She had sent warnings, shared data, helped where she could. After it was over, she got a message from Earth. "You're promoted." She became the first civilian to join the Interplanetary Defense Advisory Board. Her job? Prepare for the next attack, from anywhere, anytime. The Zellari send a warning. Back in their home system, the Zellari Council gathered. They reviewed everything. Footage of the battle, reports from surviving ships, statements from captured data. One council member spoke. "They defeated us, with no advanced weapons, no warships, just clever minds." Another asked, "Do we strike again?" There was silence. Then the leader answered, "Not yet." He looked at the screen. "First, we must understand them, study them. They are not primitive. They are dangerous." Logan gets a message. Late one night, Logan sat on the porch. Dana walked out. She held a phone. "Got something for you." Logan raised an eyebrow. "What is it?" Dana handed him the phone, encrypted from somewhere far away. Logan read the message. It said, "They'll be back. Smarter next time." Logan smirked. He typed a reply. "Good." He hit send, sat back, watched the stars, and waited. Final thoughts. The alien invasion had lasted less than a day, but it changed everything. Humans had proven something simple. They were not easy prey. They were fast, smart, unpredictable. And when they worked together, there was almost nothing they couldn't do. Farmers, hackers, kids, engineers, retired soldiers, all of them had played a part. Logan Carter looked up at the sky. Somewhere out there, enemies were watching, learning, planning, waiting. But so were humans. Always. Ready, and never backing down, because that's what humans do. They build, they fight, they win.